Welcome to the Outdoor Wilderness Wildlife Adventures with your host, Lou. Didn't take me long to find some of this fatwood. Since my last video, when I was cutting that piece that I first found in my first video, I was cutting it right on top of a huge piece of fatwood. I didn't realize it until I watched the video and I said, wait a minute, that looks like a piece of pine wood. And upon coming back and analyzing this, it's not much, but if you could see, there's some veins in there of resin. I'll show you another piece here. Right there in the middle, and right there, here and here, I could definitely harvest some of the wood that could be used to start a fire. So I extracted all these little pieces here that you can see. I'll show it to you. All of that right in the middle, arching to the right, you can see that. That's definitely some wood that could be harvested. Definitely has oil in it. Here's another piece here to the very top. You can see that. Look at that. That is definitely resin in this wood. It's old. It's been laying here for a while. It rained all morning, so everything today on the ground is wet. I had a hard time cutting through this wood, but you can see that. Clearly could see that. On this side also, look at that. That's going to be something nice to harvest. I'm going to show it to you once I cut it up and get back to the table outside in the back, and I'll show you the finished product. Here's another piece, and you can clearly see that. Definitely, you can see that in there. The wood is wet, so you know I could let it dry out. Right on there, look at that. That is definitely resin in that wood. I could not believe when I looked at that video and I saw this piece of wood laying there. I said, I just cut that first piece I found on top of that, and I said, that looks like pine wood. So coming back, that's what it was. Look at that. Beautiful, beautiful pine. This is fatwood. So I was going to go out to the down toward the lake out there in the woods, but this small section I'm at, I don't need to go any further today. I got what I was looking for. So just let me put all this back here so you can see this. And there we are. Nice little harvest of fatwood. That's my day. Less than 20 minutes out here. I got what I was looking for. I'm going to go back and process it. And I'll see you back in a few at the table. And I'll start chopping some of this up, and we'll see what we get. This is Lou from the Outdoor Wilderness Wildlife Adventures. Be safe. Welcome to the Outdoor Wilderness Wildlife Adventures. Welcome back. And here's some wood that I collected today. It's very wet. It was raining all day, but I still can harvest something out of it. And you see that right there. Those are definitely places that I can get something out of this wood from. There's definitely resin in this wood that can be used. You can see these little areas there. Definitely. So this is what I harvested from out in the woods today. And in my previous video, when I was cutting a piece of wood that I harvested from the pine tree, I saw this on the ground and didn't pay any attention to it. But upon looking at the video, I noticed that piece of wood laying there. So when I went back, this is what I got. And it's wet, but it's still something I can salvage. If you see that part right there, those little veins right in there, definitely, I'm going to cut into that and I'm going to show it to you later. And I'll show you a finished product, processed wood, the resin pine wood, that's called fatwood. Okay, so I'll be back with you shortly to show you some of the wood that I'm going to cut into, so you can get an idea, or will know if it could be used for starting a fire. This is Lou from the Outdoor Wilderness Wildlife Adventures. So I'm going to cut some of this wood up and see if we can salvage anything from it. So, got to adjust the camera. as you can see, there's a piece right on top that has resin, and this wood is all wet. It was raining all day today, but I was able to salvage something from this rotted wood. There's parts of it that can be salvaged, and I'm going to do that now and just get a little piece out of here, whatever I can get from the rest of the rotted wood. So you can see that, the veins right on the top. That's veins of resin, like veins of gold. Okay, so I have all this wood here I showed you that I extracted from the woods last time I made that video. So like I said, here we go. I have a good piece right here. It has a little resin in it. I'll cut into it again. Watch this here, right here, right down this side. A lot of it is rotted wood. There we are. Look at this. I can see it now. A beautiful vein of resin coming right down. And this is some nice sized wood here too. You can see that right there. That's a piece of wood. And I'm extracting it from, a lot of this is just eaten by termites. I still have some here on the, look at all this on the top. I want to show that to you. Look, see on the top, and I'm going to base that to you. That's what I'm looking for. This side, there's nothing. So what I'm going to do is take my saw out, cut a piece of this wood. Oh yeah. There we are. That's what I've been looking for. That's the other side. Even though there's still a little piece here, I'm still going to try to extract that. Okay, now look at this. I want to show you this. This is all old wood, but I have an eye of an eagle. I saw it, even if it's rotted, and some of it, a lot of it, termites ate through it, but look what we have there. That's what I extracted from this. Cut into it. I'm cutting parallel. You see those lines? I'm cutting parallel to those lines, just to see the veins. You'll see what's in between them. That's the way you cut. Right between them. Now this is why I cut it right along the veins, so you can see that. I don't know how good you can see that on the camera. If you see that, that's why I cut along parallel to the veins that are on this wood here. See that right there, parallel. I'm going to see if I can get another piece. So I'm going to get back to you in a minute, and I'm going to shut the camera down and continue working and extracting this wood. And then I'll show you something that's finished. So, like I said, I got more here. More wood right there. You have a piece of petrified wood. It rained a lot, and this wood is a little wet, but I still see pieces in here that I could harvest, even though it's not much. But a little will do for me. In this case, I'll be happy with whatever I could get out of it. So, I'm going to cut a piece of this off right now. Be able to get something out of it. Okay, there we go. You can see that wood now. Definitely, that's something in there to harvest. And I'm going to get whatever I can out of this. And also on this piece here, there's something in there. And if you just take your time and like really examine the wood, even though it may be rotted out, there's pieces in there that's still good that you could harvest, like I'm doing now. You can see that right in there. So see what I can get out of this here. I'm going to cut this rotted piece out on the bottom. I'll show you what's left. There we are. Look at that. Look at that beautiful piece of vein, fatwood. Those nice veins of resin in there. You can see that. So you can see that. There we are. Look at that. So it's not just, well, I can't say that, but that's what they say is to find petrified wood. Wood that's been laying there, or a dead branch on a pine tree that's been laying there for years and you could cut off and then all the resin would be saturated in that branch. And even dead ones like this. This was found on the ground and it was just rotting. But even if you can still get it and look at it, and just look at the end, and you can see that there's veins in there and it looks good. A piece of it looks good that you could use, just like I'm doing now. Now this is all rotted. There's a piece in that when you look. You cut straight down, and you'll see the veins and what parts you could use. And I'm going to show you another example now. But you can see that. Look at that nice piece of pine wood. Resin pine wood, fatwood, little pieces. Definitely. That was a good catch today. This is something that I saw in my previous video I made, and I noticed a big piece of wood laying there, and I said, wait a minute, I didn't even inspect that wood. So I went back and checked it out, and this is what I got. It was a gold mine just sitting there to be discovered. And this is definitely some good wood here. Look at that. Look at that. Look at that. That's good. Okay, so I'm going to turn the camera off in a minute, and I'll show you the finished product. Thank you. Welcome back, folks, to the Outdoor Wilderness Wildlife Adventures. And here's a short little update. And here's some of the wood that I just extracted from one of these pieces of raw wood, the pine wood that I had gotten from the woods today. And that's not bad. I got it from this pile right here. Now if you see, this wood is wet and half of it is rotted. But if you see on that top one on the lower left, that is something that still could be used. You see those veins in there. Okay, but the rest of it got rotted out. Down here's the same thing. At about 1 o'clock here on that one, that's some good wood that could be harvested. And it goes for this one just as well. And there's plenty in there too. And this is a knot right there, so there should be a lot in there. At one of these logs, this is all that I had gotten out of it, because the rest of it was all rotted out. Okay, so that's a tedious process, but still you can extract something from petrified wood that's half rotted. Always look for it, and look for signs like the right here. Those are signs that that wood is still good and it's solid. Okay, so not all petrified wood that's rotted out, you know, that you feel you can't use, it still could be used. And I'm doing a tedious task here of extracting much as I can. Hey, it's better to, you know, have a little than none at all. So this was a good catch for me today under wet conditions, and I'm out here. So stay tuned, and keep you updated. This is Hiker Lou from the Outdoor Wilderness Wildlife Adventures. Welcome back to the Outdoor Wilderness Wildlife Adventures, and I'm your host, Hiker Lou. And I want to show you something now. I had a few pieces when I first started out, and this is all I have left. Like I explained before, you see those pieces right there about 11 to 12 o'clock? Those pieces are good. That's a lot of resin. The one on the right there, that's all rotted out, and it's wet wood. But I'm cutting through, and I'll show you what I did, what I processed from that. And this one also, you know, you have a couple of patches in there of looks like dry wood, but it's resined. Okay, there's got some resin in there, resin in this pine wood that I'm showing you. The dogs are going crazy because they know I'm recording. And I want to show you what I got extracted from. Not much, but I got something from it. And here it is. Look at that. Look how beautiful that is. Look at that. Saturation, and on top, I'm going to give you that's resin that seeped out from the tree and bled onto the branch. That's all resin. I didn't take that off. I want to show that with you. Look at this knot. There's another knot right there, but look at how saturated with resin it is. I'm trying to show you the best pictures. And I watched enough of videos on YouTube, and they have some remarkable videos of people who harvest fatwood. Okay, look at that. Let me show you how beautiful that is. If I can get it focused. The dogs are going crazy. They know I'm recording. Okay, so this is what I got from two of these. Just a little bit right here, but hey, something is better than nothing. And it's all about knowing what to look for, how you look at petrified wood, and what could be salvaged from it, just like I did. So maybe, I don't know, someone could have came along and seen the same thing and says, nah, that's all right, there's nothing in there. But there is something in there. Just a little bit I got. It goes a long way, folks. And I'm going to be going out hiking in the woods tomorrow, and hopefully it's not going to be another rainy day. And it's going to be another part of the state park that I'll be walking in, near the lake. And hopefully I can find some more dead pieces of wood laying around right under a pine tree. If there's something I can reach and cut a dead piece off the pine tree, I will, but most likely it's a lot of pines in those patch of woods, you know, where I'm going to be hiking tomorrow. There's a lot of wood, pine wood, or pine trees. There's a lot of pine trees out in that park. And I'm going to be scouting around looking for dead branches, something that's laying on the side of them. Nothing I'm going to cut into that's alive. And I'm just going to try to harvest what I can. So this is it. This is a fatwood, little punky wood here. This is a resin pine. That's called fatwood. Okay, until next time, folks. Welcome to the Outdoor Wilderness Wildlife Adventures. One more time, I'm going to give a small demonstration. And some of this wood is wet, just to show you how flammable this stuff is, even when wet. So what I'm going to do is take some shavings off of this. And I want to show you how fast this stuff can light up. There's a few shavings I'm going to get. A little bit from each of them to show you. And this stuff is flammable. I want to show you. I'm at the end of my day here. Processed some wood, and I just want to give a little demonstration of how this thing can just go right up. So what I'm going to do is take this, get some of these shavings right off just like that. That's a lot of resin in this one right here. That's, you can see that. That's a lot of resin. To show you just, I'm going to show you how this stuff just lights right up. Watch that. Okay, let me show you that. Folks, it's going to light up straight up. Fire stick. Should go right up. Here we are. That easy. I'm going to show you how this stuff burns. There we go. Just to show you how flammable this is. And you see the black smoke, that's an indication that it's resin and oil in this wood. And there you are. There you have it. Okay, I'm just going to have to put this out now. And there we are, folks. That's a piece of resin pine called fatwood. And you could actually see that. It's bubbling, sizzling. And you can see all that black smoke. There we are. Just to show you how fast this stuff takes. And there we are. All these little pieces will light right up. As soon as the fire hits it, that's what we got. There we are. Just lay that in there, throw them on top. This stuff catches real fast. But here we go. This is a perfect example. When you see all that black smoke and that stuff is sizzling and burning, it's you know, bubbling because of all that oil it has. So there we are. This is fatwood. And I ignited it with a ferro rod. Just to show you, look how fast all this other stuff is. I got to put this out so we don't have a forest fire here. There we are. And on the, just look at that. This stuff gives you enough time to light a fire, especially in wet conditions. So this is a small demonstration I have given you. I showed you the processed wood that I extracted from these. I'm going to finish doing this tomorrow. It's getting late. I have two more. They're soaked. And this wood is really wet, so it's good to have it dried out, I guess, you know. When it's wet, it's not going to really light too good, but I got it lit. For the purpose of this video, I'm glad that I got it lit to show you. I'll make another demonstration lighting it another time and give you a better presentation. Okay, that's it for now. This is Hikaloo from the Outdoor Wilderness Wildlife Adventures. Thank you and be safe.